Good day everyone, I am Mary Rose Caldeo and welcome to English 116 Campus Journalism class. Today, I will tackle the Module 2 Campus Paper and Publication Stuff 1 in Lesson 5 entitled Parts of Campus Paper. For the pre-activity, you have to arrange the scrambled letters to form a word. You are given 5 minutes to answer this activity. Alright, let's proceed to the discussion. Sections or parts of a campus paper. Whether it is a community, metropolitan, or national paper, its parts and sections are more or less the same. Traditionally, these are local news. It is a news that takes place within the country. So the Philippine Star is one of the example of local newspaper in the Philippines. Foreign news. It is a news that takes place outside the country. So one of the famous foreign newspaper outside the country is the New York Times, and I know you are familiar to it. Dateline news. It is an out-of-town news story. It is introduced by a dateline which states the place of which the story was reported, the date, and the source of material if not written by the local staff. So dateline is placed on the first line of your text. In the example there, you can see that the dateline of the article is Iloilo City. Weather news. It is usually a box forecast of the area, sometimes the temperature, wind directions, and velocities. So this is one of the example of weather news. Index. It is a slug line indicating an important inside page story and a page where it is found. So in the index, it is like a table of contents of the newspaper. Other things found in the front page. But before that, what is front page? Front page is the most important page of the newspaper. It is generally considered to function as the way to attract readers, to inform them and set readers' agenda, since it highlights the most critical stories of the day. So the things that found in the front page are A. Nameplate. It is the engraved or printed name of the newspaper. As you can see in the encircled part, that is what we call a nameplate. The nameplate is the Manila Times. B. Ears. It is the little boxes on either side of the nameplate. It is the part of the newspaper in which is placed both sides or one side of the nameplate. C. Banner. It is the principal headline bearing the boldest and biggest type. In the example, the banner here is Trenias Blast Copies Border Restriction. D. Running head. It is a head made up of 2 or more lines. As what I have encircled in the newspaper is the example of running head, as it is 2 or more lines consumed in this space. E. Headline. The headline is the title of any news story. This is what it looks like. The headline in the newspaper is Duterte warns of fresh terrorist threat and SAC Navy Chief clears Bongo. F. Deck. In the deck, it is usually found in foreign newspaper. A deck is a small headline running below in the main headline. So the deck in a newspaper is Crackdown on Oligarchs, London Grad Vault. G. Lead. Lead is the beginning of a news story. It may be a word, a group of words, a sentence, or even a paragraph. As you can see in the newspaper, the lead here is the paragraph form, as it is the beginning of a news story. H. News story. The news story is the whole story of an event composed of the lead and the text, which is the elaboration of the lead. In other words, a news story is an article. I. Columns. The columns is the horizontal division into parts of a newspaper. As you can see, the campus paper is divided into 4 columns. That is our column. J. Column rule. It is the vertical line that divides the page into columns. Most pages of the newspaper are divided into columns by a space, usually 1 m wide. So our column rule here is the space between the columns. K. Fold. This is the example of fold, wherein if you fold the newspaper, you can see the banner, the nameplate, as well as the image. Even if it's folded, you can see the important parts of the newspaper. L. Byline. It is the signature of the reporter preceding a news feature. The byline pertains to the name of the writer who wrote the article. As on the example, the writer of an article is Michael von Cadiz. M. Box. Box is the news materials enclosed by line rules. So, box is a news placed in the box, and it's easy for you to locate that in the campus paper because it is placed in the box. I'm using the Newsette campus paper as an example, and the red mark there is the example of the box. N. Cut. Cut pertains to any illustration or photo used in a newspaper. What I have marked in the newspaper is an example of cut. O. Cutline. Cutline is the other term for caption. It is the text describing the cut. This can be placed above, below, or in the picture. What I have encircled there is the example of cutline, and the cutline is placed on the picture. P. Kicker. Kicker is the brief title written above the headline which calls the attention of the reader. In the newspaper, the encircled phrase is the example of kicker. Q. Credit line. Credit line pertains to the source of the story or illustration. It is always found at the end of the article or the illustration. In the newspaper, it gives the credits to the owner of the photo. And the example for it is photo by John 7 Verboten. Remember, credit line is giving credits or source of the story. Next, editorial page. Editorial page tackles recent events and issues and attempts to formulate viewpoints based on an objective analysis of happenings and conflicting or contrary opinions. It is also referred as opinion page. 1. Folio. Folio consists of the page number, date of publication, and name of the newspaper, usually written on the top of the page. This is also found in other pages. As you look on the campus paper, the folio is found at the top of the page. Number 2. Masthead. Masthead is the editorial box containing the logo, names of the staff members and position in the staff, subscription rate, the publisher, and other pertinent data about the newspaper. This is the masthead looks like. The names of the staff of the campus paper are there. 3. Editorial Proper. It is a commentary written by any of the editors who comments or gives the opinion of the staff or of the whole paper on various subjects. It is the stand of the paper. In the campus paper, that is the example of Editorial Proper. 4. Editorial Column. It is a personal opinion written by the columnist himself or herself. Like the Editorial Proper, it may attack, teach, entertain, or appeal depending upon its purpose. What I have encircled there in the campus paper is the example of Editorial Column. Number 5. Editorial Cartoon. It is usually a caricature emphasizing a simple point. I know that you are familiar to this already, and that is the example of Editorial Cartoon. 6. Editorial Liner. It is a short statement or quoted saying placed at the end of an editorial column or editorial to drive home a message. Actually, it is not written in the campus paper, but I just put a quote there for you to determine what editorial looks like, and it is placed at the end of editorial column to drive home a message. 7. OpEd. It is an abbreviation of opposite of Editorial Page. So this is the example of OpEd, and it is usually found in the foreign newspaper. 8. Letter to the editor. So it contains a letter from the editorial board that allows readers to send or give their insights about a particular issue that tackled in the editorial page. This is the example of letter to the editor from foreign newspaper. So let's proceed to sports page. Sports page usually placed in the last page. It covers the professional sports events or the matters pertaining to the sports topics. So this is the example of sports page in the campus paper Masthead. And lastly, special features. It is the modern newspaper has taken some special features and eliminated some which may have irrelevant to the needs of the times. An example of this is we have the society page, life and leisure, and finance and business. That will be all on the parts of the campus paper. Alright, let's proceed to the comprehensive questions. First, for you, what is campus paper? 2. What is your favorite part of the campus paper and why? Third, how is campus paper helpful for students? Fourth, in your own perspective, what is the purpose of having a campus paper in school? And fifth, why do campus journalists need to be responsible in their writing? For the evaluation, you have to choose the letter of the best answer. You can send your answers through Messenger. That will be all, and I would like to congratulate you as you made it till the end of the slide. I hope you have learned something for today, and again, this is Mary Rose. Keep safe and have a great day, everyone.